All right, everybody, we are back in. It's Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Don't forget, you can always pick up our podcasts at golftalkradio.com. We also have listed there all the platforms that you can listen to our podcast, Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. And don't forget to visit the website, golftalkradio.com. And thanks to our partner, the Patrons Caddy. You guys looking to go to the Masters in 2020, get a hold of the patronscaddy.com. Chris Rigby, R-I-G-B-Y, is the president. But visit him at thepatronscaddy.com. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the... Yeah, because we're not... Yeah. So you guys won't be disappointed, but believe me, the Master trip is...
It's the best experience ever. Give Chris a call. I can tell you firsthand, there's packages are filling fast, and there's a reason. They're the best of the best. I mean, seriously, they're the best of the best. It is royal treatment that you can't believe. If you want to go to the Masters, my opinion, it's the only way to go. It's worth every penny. And it's a bucket list for many. And if you think it's a bucket list and you're not, I got to go someday, no, make it worth it. It's the Masters, and it is unbelievable.
It is.
One of the best golfing experience is without playing. Well, actually, it's probably the best golfing experience I've ever had. Those few days at Augusta with you, man.
That's incredible. It was incredible.
So, so that in the record books for me, that goes in the record as one of the top things. So, so that's my lead in. Did you notice how I?
Yes.
So,
but I have many really strange golf records. Very strange.
So let me, if I can start, if you don't mind.
Yes, go ahead.
I have, everybody has their own personal records, and I have 3 that I don't think I will ever break again. So there's things that I've done in the golf, but these are 3 that to me stand out. That there's no way, if I could find them, that I could do them again. Right, and I don't know if there's ever been, if anybody has, but I'm sure there have. So in my life, I've had 3 eagles in a row.
Wow,
which is 3 eagles in a round is pretty cool.
That's 3 eagles in a row.
In a row. Yeah.
Where was that at?
It was at
Miniature
Country
Golf
Club. It was 11, 12, and 13. Par 4, par 5, par 5. I pitched it. The par 4 was short. You can drive it. I drove it just to the fringe, chipped it in. That was 11. 12, I was on in 2 and made about a 30-footer. And I chipped in on 13 pitched in on 13 for 3 eagles in a row.
That's incredible.
I've also had 5 2s on one scorecard. So that I'll never.
How do you remember this
I haven't
stuff?
Because 5 2s on a scorecard is insane. I birdied all par 4s, par 3s, and I had 1 eagle. It was on that same 11th hole, but it was en route to a 66. But 5 2s on one card. That's not easy. I'll never do that. I haven't come close of doing that. If I get 2 2s now, that's something. You know what I mean? That's pretty,
right.
But I was all par 3s and 1 par 4 I eagled. I've also had, and I've told this show many times, I've had 54 4s in a 3-day event, 54-hole tournament. I had 54 4s in a row. Didn't play the par 3s quite as well.
That's incredible.
But I haven't played a 54-hole tournament and don't plan on in many, many years. So obviously that'll never be broken by me. But I thought it was quite unusual. I didn't win the event either. It was par was 71, so was I 3 over.
That's amazing.
But it was, and I made a bomb on the last hole for 4, and people are saying, "Oh, come on," because at that point everybody knew I was on a 4 streak. I 3-putted 17 par 3, and they thought I did it on purpose. Of course, I did not, because I was in the hunt for the event. And then I made this bomb for a 4 in the very last hole for 54th straight 4. Pretty weird, huh?
That's amazing.
So those I don't think over 3 eagles in a row.
That is amazing.
If I get 1 eagle in a round anytime, that's
yeah, really.
Rarely that happens now. But 3 in a row was pretty cool day. A lot of followed up by a lot of hanging out by the bar. And I was young and crazy, but that was a pretty cool day, man.
That's
3 in
wild.
A row. So, and we were playing a skins game. So there you go, man. It was a pretty good skin day, obviously.
You did that at a skins game?
Yeah, we always had a friendly skin game on Friday afternoons when a lot of the good players got out of work. We would have the skin game at the golf course, and there was 10 or 12 of us put in $50 each. Play a little cash game.
Wow, that's.
There was only 4 skins that day, so it did okay, and 3 of them were those 3 holes.
That is amazing.
So.
That is amazing.
You asked how to remember because it's one of those things you just don't do. The 5 2s was interesting. And there was 3 par 3s in the front 9 and only 1 on the back. But when I made 2 on the 11th hole, 14th was the par 3. I knew I had 4 2s. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, because I was looking at the scorecard, right? I said, look at all these twos. And then I knocked it like 5 feet on the par 3 and made that one. The 5 twos, man. Pretty cool. So those are my records that I know I'll never break again.
That's just incredible.
So
I mean, that is just
so
unbelievable. The best stretch I've ever had of holes was I was just thinking back to it, and it was a weird thing, but it was at Avila, which makes sense because that's where I spent so much of my time. It was hole 8, 9, 10, and 11, and I birdied 8, I eagled 9,
Nice.
I birdied 10, I eagled 11.
Wow.
The sad part was
That's 604 holes.
The sad part was I shot like 2 over par for the 18 holes.
That day with 3 eagles in a row, I don't think I made a par.
And I just it was
a skin game.
And and a lot of it, a couple of the shots were just luck. It wasn't like it was shot making. It was. I mean, there was some shot making. Don't get me wrong, but I think if I remember right, like I think it was hole 9. Like one of the eagles, the ball hit like my second shot hit the cart path, and it rolled all the way down, and then it fed right down to the left of the green, and the pin was over there, and then I chipped it in. There's no way I would have hit a drive that long or a second shot.
On the card because 8 had to be a good golf shot, no question. 10 has to be a good drive.
Yeah, and and that was that was both of those. 10 was a good drive, and then 11 I put.
You got it to the corner.
I got to the corner and I put it right on the right side of the green and rolled it in.
That's golfing your ball.
And I think at that point I was in shock because
going 604 holes, you probably will never do that again.
Exactly right.
You know what I mean?
And because it was so low for those 4 holes, I went into shock, and I don't think I started.
You start thinking, dude, I got something going on here.
Like holy cow,
and
what's going on?
Then you got 12, which was one of the best holes in the county.
Which
right?
That didn't go so well.
That's a brilliant hole.
I love that hole.
You got to sneak. You were a good long iron player.
I love that hole.
Yeah, so I had to try to feather a.
Speaking of long iron,
4 iron, 3 iron, something. Which
players and this, we're talking records, but I remember when we went over to I think it was Fresno, and we were playing the World Series of Golf.
Yeah,
and it was you and I and Tim, and I want to say Augie.
Wasn't it Augie?
And the first event we played was the 4-person scramble there.
Yeah.
And I remember distinctly, we finished on, the last hole we finished on was like hole 11 or something, and it's a par 5. And I remember everybody hit their drives. I didn't hit a great drive. And I remember I was the last person to go, and we're like, we've got to eagle this hole. And I pulled out my 2 iron.
I remember that.
And that thing somehow
stayed on it.
And I just remember the ball went almost in the hole. It went just above the hole, and then I made the putt like 3 feet downhill for the eagle.
And that won it for
us.
And
we determined that was what we needed to win. And I just thought of that the other day, and I thought, talk about like we're talking about what we're thankful for, like to have friends like that, to be able to travel to a tournament. And I just remember we were serious, but we were having so much fun. And it was such a fun event, and it's just such a great.
I thought about that a few times. I remember that vividly. What a shot! I remember it was the jumping and high fiving and bouncing off each other, going, "This is too cool."
And I remember it was a Titleist.
You remember the
Titleist
ball.
black.
That's
it was a Titleist black. What were those clubs called? They weren't the oversized. They're Titleist blacks, is what they called them. They had the triangle on the back that were painted black.
TPC or Titleist.
It was the iron was called
DVI,
the Titleist Black. DC. It wasn't a DCI.
Oh, it wasn't a DCI.
It was the next. No, it was a DCI
with the black triangle.
Yeah, because the first one was a DTR,
right?
Which is distance through research. That's what DTR.
So that was your irons that you hit.
DCI.
But I just remember the ball flight.
Yeah,
because I don't think any of us were near the green in that second shot, and you hit last. So
we were.
But that eagle won it by a shot. Birdie would have tied us. So you stiffed it and we made it, and that was. And then that qualified us for something.
We got to come back for the championship.
Yeah, that was okay.
There were like 4 tournaments, and we played in two out of the 3 prior to the championship. When we got to the championship, we got smoked. But
it was Augie or Delmore? It was Augie.
It was Augie.
It was Augie. Yeah.
And then the only other records that I have, my own records, I've had 7 1-putts in a row.
Oh, nice.
I just recently had 6, which was. Like a month ago, I had 6, which ironically, same thing. 6 1-putts in a row, and I shot 71. I shot 1 over par. But and then my
good round, buddy.
Yeah, and then my record. I think what I was thinking back on, we're talking about this kind of stuff. I think my record for 18 holes putting was 22 putts.
Yeah, that's almost nothing.
And the reason for that was because some of the putts were on the collar.
Well, yeah. So
they don't, they.
but it's still that's how that's golfing your ball.
Exactly.
That's how to play golf. So which brings up and David Frost from South Africa has the tour record for 92 putts for 4 rounds.
That's insane.
So and I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'll do the math here. I think you told me it's 23 or something per round. So 92 divided by 18.
22.5? No, 23 maybe, right?
92 putts, right?
That'd be 94 would be 23 would be 92.
23 putts around.
Yeah.
But he finished in the 30th or something but it was in his, it still will say it hasn't even been threatened because people are hitting more greens.
Imagine.
It was a tiny little green. It was at Heritage, Hilton Head. Yeah, the Heritage Hilton Head. They're little greens, but he hit a lot on the fringe. So so even though he used putters, he uses putter more often than but the official putting count.
But
92
it's not official
putts.
putt.
So if you're hitting a lot of greens and you shoot 92 putts, you're shooting 0 out there, right?
Exactly.
So that is still the record, 92 putts for 4 rounds.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
And it hasn't been threatened. They said, if you get anywhere in the low hundreds, right? That's 25 a round.
That's insane,
right?
The consistency on that is amazing. I don't think a lot of people realize.
Well, you've always been a good putter, so I'm not surprised of your records like that.
I've been struggling with my putter lately, man.
So I found Calvin. Just continuing with tour records, Calvin Peete. If in our era, we all know who
Love
that was.
Calvin Peete,
the most accurate player in history, and they say that Hogan was pretty accurate, but. Calvin Peete fell out of a tree when he was a kid, busted his arm into a crooked position. It was never straightened, and for some reason he couldn't miss a shot. He didn't hit it far, but he hit in 4 rounds, and it's holds. This record holds today. Hit all fairways, 56 out of 56 fairways, in the Memorial in '86. And the crazy thing about that's rarely ever happens or hasn't. Only happened a couple times. He did it back-to-back years at the same tournament. 56 out of 56 fairways. Never missed a fairway.
So let me ask you a question, if I heard you correctly. If someone said you would always hit all the fairways and all the greens if you break your arm, would you break your arm?
I have broken my arm.
I don't want to break
3
my arm.
times in my shoulder. And I can't hit that many fairways. I drive it pretty straight, but if you think about it, now the golf courses are getting longer and skinnier, so it's almost impossible for these guys to hit it so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, Corey Pavin, he hit a lot of fairways. You had
I remember
Nick
that.
Price, and you had these guys that didn't hit it real far that would always hit them, but still all fairways, every fairway. It's crazy. Kevin Streelman, this is like you, Kevin Streelman. He had birdied. It's a record for the most birdies in a row to win a tournament. He had 7 in the last 7 holes. So he sets the record to the most consecutive birdies to win a tournament on the last holes. He had 7 birdies in a row to win by a shot.
God, that's insane.
Kalkovecki had 9
on
birdies
the
in
last
a row.
round.
So yeah, final round, the last 7 holes he birdied to win.
That's unbelievable.
So
That's
probably,
so amazing.
Probably never be touched, but it could be. Ones that won't be touched. Most wins in a season. We all know Byron Nelson had 18. He also had 11 in a row wins, but it was during wartime. And there's an asterisk because there's playing in tournaments with 30, 40 players instead of 125 players, but still
the fact that
he did it.
You still got to win.
Longest putt, what do you think it was?
I think I saw it. I think it was it 392 feet or something like that?
It's 125 yards. Was that 375?
Yeah, I knew it was something.
It was 3. Yeah, you're right. But so a 66-year-old, he did it at St. Andrews in the Eden course. He made a shot of 5th hole from the tee. So, I don't know if they call that a putt. It says he right from the tee off the ground, though. Well, some would consider this was the wrong side of the 60s.
That wouldn't be.
Yeah,
that can't be called a putt after what we just talked about, can it?
I don't think. You're right. It's not. It's not an official.
It's still a golf
putt.
shot.
So they shouldn't be there. I don't think. But so
I mean, that's
fastest. Yeah, this one. Some of these are off Guinness records. so maybe.
So I got a couple good ones. You want to hear a couple?
Yeah.
Okay, let me. Okay. So these are golf world records that are in the Guinness book, and a company is called Record Setter. So if you go to recordsetter.com, recordsetter.com, recordsetter.com. So what do you think the record is for most times consecutively of bouncing a golf ball off the head of a ball peen hammer?
You know,
There are videos of this. This
a
is real
ball
stuff.
Peen, but it's
A ball peen
I'm
hammer.
assuming it's the hammer side, not the peen
It's-
side, not the little ball.
It
Because a ball
looks
peen hammer,
like.
I mean, it's
let
off
me
the flat, the
let
face
me
of
let
the
me
hammer.
double check the video here. Really
Can't be
quick.
off the little.
Let me double check.
The
This
little
this
knob.
guy, by the way, is called the hammer man.
The hammer guy. So he's really hammering it.
So I'm gonna watch him, see what he's doing.
Gotta
He
be-
is bouncing it off
The
the ball
peen?
peen. He's bouncing the ball off the peen
Off
of the
the
hammer.
peen?
A
All right.
ball peen hammer.
The world's record for the most peen. I'm going to say 23.
Got a long ways to go there, friend.
Seriously?
Yes. And
Off
this is
the
all on
peen?
video. This is all real.
That's
This is
round
not-
on round.
round on round.
Talk to me.
481 consecutive bounces off the peen with a golf ball. You have to. I'm telling you this.
I have to,
I went to this website last night and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be like a sham. And I'm looking at these videos, and these are real world records.
yeah.
They're insane. They're insane. What is the record? By the way, don't try this.
Oh, no. What do you got? So he should be very thankful that he has that record, right? I'm thinking.
Well, totally, yeah. It's
Yeah,
considered.
it's him.
It's considered. What is the record for fitting? What the record for the most golf balls fit in a person's mouth?
Wow, because I know a dog could get.
I was thinking of my dog too when I saw
5 or
this one.
6, maybe. For the mouth.
Said, do not.
it-
This has a caution, by the
because
way.
you'll
Do not
choke.
stuff things into your mouth.
That's a choking hazard.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'll guess. All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna go 7.
Close.
All right. I couldn't get one.
You said it. I mean, 5.
5. Oh,
5
so,
is
yeah.
the record
That's-
into a mouth.
That's just insane because I can't. Honestly, I can't even get one.
Here's a record for you.
Maybe one.
What are the most golf balls?
5 golf balls in your.
It's insane.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
How hard to swallow.
How you pull them out?
Too many. My teeth hurt. Is that a cancer?
Does he have any teeth?
He probably doesn't.
No.
Does it? All right.
I don't know if he does. There's a video of it.
All right. Okay.
What is the record for the most golf balls hit off a human tee in 1 minute?
Have you seen all the bad videos of that?
Yeah.
The
There's
ones that
videos of this,
that goes
too.
wrong. Have you seen
Yeah.
all the ones that go wrong?
It's not good.
Oh my god!
I don't know. I would never do
No
that. Ever.
way.
Ever do that. Ever.
Was my spinal dip going on in my swing? I every once in a while come on a big beaver pelt divots. I would. So off of a human, one person hit a ball off
In a minute.
in a minute.
What's the
Same
record?
same guy,
The same.
same hitter. But
This is just like the Augie thing, where
Okay.
there's a person setting the ball on,
on
a
him,
tee.
and then somebody on
the
himself.
tee is on a human, and someone's swinging a driver.
Is it the same human, or does he go down the line of humans?
No, same human.
Like,
in 1 minute.
that's going to help my guess here. I almost got hit by Augie in the hand, putting him down. So
I
I'm going to
remember
guess
that.
1 minute, one every 2 seconds, 30.
Dang, you're close, man. 27.
So, okay, I was close. I was thinking every 2 seconds, but that's still God. If you're swinging that quick, you're gonna hit him.
I know. You guys, like I said, you can see this on the video. It's record setter, setter.com.
You know what? That's crazy.
So I got one more.
All right, that's just wrong, man.
What is the record for balancing 2 golf clubs on a human chin while sitting?
While
How long-
sitting, well, that makes all the difference.
How long was he able to balance
Two
golf clubs on
So,
his chin?
may I ask, since this video, is it a club balanced on top of another club, or are there 2 clubs on his chin?
Well, it's a Canadian record. I can see that.
So are
Let
there
me do real
actual
quick.
2 grips touching chin, or is there one club touching chin and another club on top of the club?
I am looking right now.
It has to be one club on top of another club.
I believe that's what it is. For some reason, they will not let me forward through the video.
Hard to do. Neck position. Neck hurts. I'm gonna guess. You asked how long?
Yes.
15 minutes.
Oh, this is interesting. He's taking a club and he's balancing one club on his chin.
Yeah.
The other club is sitting like a top of a tee on the grip.
Okay, so he's balanced side.
So it's like one
Yeah.
club is at top like a tee, and then there's another club that's forming the bottom.
So he's
of
got
the
the
tee.
club head on his face, right? Club head's on his face.
He's got
Grip
the
up
club.
top.
He's
and got
got
a club
the club head on
balancing.
his face.
So how? So if you got the Does he have a dimple on his chin?
He looks like he's got a butt chin.
Okay, so he's got a butt chin.
He's got a little
I'm
ridge.
going 23 minutes.
Wow.
Am I close?
No, 46.75 seconds.
Oh, 23 minutes. I guess way off on that. 23 seconds. Wow, I guess that's harder than it looks. I was so far off.
This is okay. Here's one more, and then we got to take a break. Yeah, these are okay.
But
So
still,
listen.
23 seconds, a long time.
What is the record for the longest golf club throw?
Wow, golf tossing.
Yes.
Was Augie in the finals? Do you know if Augie was in the finals?
No.
All right. So how far can someone fling a golf club? So you use
looks like
speed, club
longest.
speed, like tossing like an axe into you know what I mean, like one of those forward. You know what I mean? If you throw an
Yeah.
axe into a law or hatchet toss kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. How long? I'm gonna be good at this. All right. I'm gonna be good. 124
gotta-
yards.
Oh no, man! He's throwing that like a
Like a frisbee?
no. He's throwing it like a hammer.
Yeah, like a hatchet
like a
toss.
hatchet toss.
120 yards.
Half that.
I guess 120 yards is a long
That's-
way. That's
that'd
a
be-
football. I meant feet. I didn't mean yard. That's a football. Yeah, I meant feet.
So the record for the longest golf club
what's that?
throw
40
is
yards?
64.52 yards or 59 meters.
62 yards. 62 yards? Man,
64 yards.
that's a toss?
That is a toss. That's a big toss, man.
Yeah, I was thinking feet, by the way. So,
And by the way,
so
this,
123 feet, that's 30 yards?
this
okay,
guy's
double.
name is Ronald Bradstock. He's in the Golf Club Chucker Association of America.
Well, of course he is.
So we should take our first break.
Is
There's
Au-
a ton. I
is
got a
Augie
ton
a member
more
of
of these
that?
things.
You got to keep going with those.
I got
'cause
a ton of
mine
these.
are like the tallest golfer. I got some boring ones
Yeah.
over here, man.
We'll be right back, guys. It's Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy, brought to you by Pass Robles Golf Club. Call 805-238-4722 for tee times. Don't forget the brand new Deeds Bar and Grill. It's a sports bar, outside veranda, live music on Wednesdays, prime rib night on Mondays. Call 805-238-4722. There's no place like it. We'll be right back. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy.